I'm going to try something new, only because my house is never empty. I'm wearing a mic because I hate when people do like car vlog and it sounds like they're screaming. This is kind of another test. I'm on my way to work. You don't even have to look at the screen because you might get a little seasick. It might be a little bumpy, whatever. Because I'm filming also, I can't use my GPS. Now, I've worked where I work for a year and a half, more than that, and I still use my GPS because the traffic is insane, and because I live in a very metropolitan area, there are probably hundreds of combinations of routes that I can take to get to work. Depending on the traffic, the GPS gives me a clue as to which way I should go. So we're going to be taking side roads today because the Grand Central Parkway had a water main break yesterday. It took me an hour and a half to get home. It took me an hour and a half to go 13 miles. 13 and a half miles, which is insane. And I saw helicopters overhead this morning, so I assume that there's still fuck shit going on the Grand Central Parkway. I'm not going to go that way. By the way, I already cursed. I watched my video back from a couple days ago, and I did not curse once. I think I said ass or something like that, but whatever. So I was real proud of myself, and I said, you know what? I should do that from now on. I should like try to not curse. And now I just said fuck shit. And now I just said it again. So whatever. I'm not going to be talking about wax today. If you are here just for wax reviews, go ahead and tune out. I'm not going to be talking about wax. I'm going to be talking about the fact that I got a bad review. Kind of bummed about that. That doesn't happen to me. That sounds so conceited. But it's true. I get called in to do a half-hour reflexology session on somebody who's getting a very expensive facial. This is just about a 1-hour facial, and because of the products and the techniques that they use, it's about $400. So baby girl had a little bit of cash. Baby girl had some money to spend, which is great. So they suggest to her, how come, maybe you should just get a half-an-hour massage while you're getting your facial. And I do that often. I actually started with feet back when I was 5 or 6 years old. Some of you may have heard this story. Back when I was 5 or 6 years old, I used to rub my dad's feet, and he would pay me $1 per foot, $5 for the back. That's why it didn't really surprise anybody when I went to massage school right out of high school. They tell me to do this half-hour foot massage or reflexology, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, no problem. And so I do it, and everything seems fine. She's getting her facial, I'm doing my massage, she's not flinching, I'm tuning into her energy and stuff like that, because when you're doing just a static foot massage, sometimes you can get like a little lost in your head, and I try not to let that happen because I need to get feedback from the client. I want to make a good impression. It's not just an energy thing. It's also like little subtle communications that the client will have with me. Twitching their foot or, yawning is a big deal. If somebody's yawning, that means that they're bored. I get no negative feedback from this woman. The next day, my boss says to me, can I talk to you for a second? I was like, sure, no problem. She's like, how did it go with such and such yesterday? And I was like, went fine, no problem. She goes, well, she gave you a 3-star review. Me? So we have a review system that's 5 stars. And up until this point, this was last week or on Wednesday or Thursday. Up until this point, I had all 5-star reviews. Oh, how many massages have I done there? I've worked there probably 80 weeks. About 80 weeks, I do about 20 to 25 massages a week. You do the math. And literally all 5 stars every single time. And that's not to say that I'm the best massage therapist in the world, because I am not. I am the first person to admit it. But there are a lot of nuances in massage that newer therapists might not work into their repertoire yet. I have that intuitive thing where I can sort of touch people's bodies and I can kind of feel like where they're, feeling stuff. And if it's more of a physical stress than a mental stress, if it's more mental stress, I adjust my massage to the mental stress. If it's physical stress, I adjust my whatever. Sometimes people don't want you to touch their mental stress, and their emotional stuff, and that's cool because I'm not a therapist in that way. And I got like no negative stuff from this woman. It just surprised me so much. She goes, "What happened?" I said, "Nothing. Nothing happened." What the fuck? Like, totally threw my average down. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Me? I got 3 stars? And she's like, "I know your massage. I hear it from every single person who leaves this spa that you're master of your craft. It's this woman's problem." Thank you for saying that, because I don't understand. I don't get it. So I'm white as a ghost. It threw me. My stomach came up into my chest. I was like, what? And I walk into the back, into the prep area where everybody is. And there's like 2 or 3, not everybody, there's like 2 or 3 girls there, the girls. And they're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I just got a 3-star review." All 3 of them were just like, "You got a 3-star review?" I was like, "I got a 3-star review." Come on, go, Mr. Door Pro America. Let's go. That's a work truck in front of me. I know that it happens. I've gotten bad reviews in the past, long time ago. Thankfully, the first 15 years of my career, there was no internet really. So every once in a while you would get something on Yelp, but other than that, reviews weren't like that. It was word of mouth. I used to work on referral only, So, but these days the Google is important, and you got to kiss the Google's ass, because that's how people make their decisions about where they're going to spend their money, other than word of mouth. But it was humbling, and it was a little bit of a slap in the face. And I have to remember that this woman might have just been having a bad day. She might have not been comfortable with something that I was doing and then didn't speak up, which, hi, that's not my problem either. If you are paying for something, by the way, a half-hour reflexology is like $95. If you're paying $95 for 30 minutes of massage and you're not happy and you don't say something, that's your fault. That's your fault. If I was paying $95 for a service, I would want it to be tits and ass. Like, I would not it's not a sexual thing, but I would want it to knock my socks off. And I always deliver. And I guess I didn't this time. Or she was in a bad place. And that's not, I can't, whatever. So the moral of the story is, if you're somebody who leaves reviews, which I do, because I work on a word of mouth type of review thing, reputation, I do leave good reviews. I don't really leave bad reviews though. What I'm going to ask you all to do, if you are a reviewer of things and you're not happy with something, try contacting the establishment. Just try. Don't ask for money back unless you really feel like you were very but just give the feedback to the restaurant or the service or the doctor or whatever before you leave a bad review. Because it's possible that you were having a bad day, doctor or whomever was having a bad day, waitress just got charged, $300 because she broke some crystal in the back. Like, things happen. What else? So you go into a clothing store and somebody isn't like waiting on you hand and foot the right way. Maybe they just got sexually assaulted in the dressing room. You have no idea what happens in a place that is a service-oriented business. A lot of shit can happen. I have given horrible massage, or at least what I thought was going to be horrible massage, because I had a bad client the time before. Now, that doesn't happen to me so often anymore, only because I've learned how to sort of emotionally wash off. I literally go to the sink. I get the water as ice cold as possible. I hold my hands under that water. Sometimes I'll pat my face with the cold water. I don't splash my face because makeup. There are ways for me to sort of cleanse myself physically so that I can mentally cleanse. Whatever. I'm not going to get too hokey on you. You guys know that I'm a witch. So I don't like to, and I don't want to scare anybody by saying I'm a witch. I think that a lot of women are witches and they just don't know it, or they don't tap into it, or they choose not to, and that's fine too, because it can be quite painful to tune into other people's shit, whatever. But this woman rattled me, and she was already gone for 48 hours, 24 hours afterwards. And just the fact that she left me a 3-star review, it just, I have to. It's been a week now, and I'm kind of over it. But she made me step up my game. So maybe that was supposed to. Maybe, I mean, I'm still getting 5-star reviews every time now. She didn't rattle me to the point where she ruined my massage, but I don't think that she understood what she did by giving me the 5-star review, because now other people see that too. And I just wish she had said something. I wish she had said something. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to watch this back and see how it sounds with this mic. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to have to tell you guys this story all over again. Or maybe I won't. Maybe that will be my sign that I'm not supposed to be vlogging in the car with a mic on my shirt. Or maybe I need a different mic or something. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Subscribe to MetallicaMom for home fragrance reviews.